there is fundamentally one thing I'm saying. The power of inbound has amplified and many people don't yet see it. For you and all the AI startups, it all boils down to, are you going to be a beneficiary or are you going to be the disruptor? Yeah, so we call it the Freshworks value triangle.
How do you think AI companies should move beyond just the chat interface, and like what does that future look like?
I think the future of AI applications will be.
Today we are with a CRM giant. He's Girish Mathrubootham. He started Freshdesk in 2010 from a rented flat in Chennai. 11 years later, rang the NASDAQ opening bell, raising more than $1 billion and becoming the first Indian SaaS company ever to list in the US. And I have a few questions for him as a young founder.
Hi,
Girish.
Great to do this.
Awesome. So let me get started. Your first 7 paying customers span 4 continents, right? What operational hack let a 3-person Chennai team support Australia while still catching US West Coast leads in real time?
No, I think it was fairly straightforward for us because our business model was inbound. So we were all sitting in Chennai and we let customers try the product online. So it didn't matter whether they came from Bengaluru or Mylapore or Perth, Australia, which is where our first customer came from.
Oh, nice.
So the customer would try the product and it was affordable enough. It was intuitive, easy to use, do-it-yourself kind of a product and affordably priced.
Yeah.
So if they needed support, we would just call them from Chennai and offer them support. And it was easy to scale globally from day one. So we were international from day one.
Nice. So it's like the classic 3P, right? The product, price, and packaging differentiation. If you have that sorted out, then people can just
So
try
we
it out
call it
whenever.
the Freshworks value triangle.
Oh, nice.
Which is full-featured product,
Yeah.
intuitive, great UI and design, and an affordable price point.
Nice. I'm going to remember that for next. And so let's move on to the next question. You have said, early Freshdesk spent about 80% on CAC on marketing and about 20% on sales. But this is a question I'm really, really interested about because I'm researching GTM playbooks of different companies at this point. And I wanted to understand, when you moved from 1 to 10 million and then 10 to 100 million ARR, number one, what will kind of like the GTM playbook overall look like in those phases? And then what kind of organizational shifts you had to make happen in those phases to get to from like 1 to 10 to 10 to 100?
Yeah. So I think the first thing is, when you go from 1 to 10, you're so busy dealing with the day-to-day shit, you're not even thinking about going to 10, right? Like, and we went from 1 to 5 and 5 to 15. So 1 to 10 happened in like less than 18 months or so. So I think, but one advice I would give to every founder is, when you're in this daily battleground, always focusing on tactical things, like as founders, you should take like a weekend every quarter and just zoom out from the day-to-day stuff and think about, okay, if we are going to be at 10 million, how will the company look like? Like, will we have more products? How many people are needed? Which leadership team that they need to hire? Which new processes have to stand up? Like, for example, we didn't have a customer success team in Freshworks till 2016. So we decided in 2015, okay, customer success is very, very important because our expansion revenue is actually happening without us doing anything. If we focus on customer success, we'll probably get a lot more expansion revenue. And our support was very transactional. Like because of the inbound motion, whether it's a customer paying us $1 million or a customer paying us $100, they all have to come to an email us at support@freshdesk.com.
Yeah.
So we decided, no, this is not right for the customer. So for larger customers, they prefer to have a relationship manager, and this is established, everybody else is doing it. See, again, like in Chennai in 2014-15, this was learning for us that, hey, we should put in place. So it's a new process that you have to stand up, right? So which means you hire new leaders, you staff up the new team with some of your existing members, you give them new goals. And so I think it's important for founders to take that time out and really put yourself 2 years down the line and imagine the company, see what's there, what's missing, what new people or new processes or new products have to come, and then go back to the drawing board and plan towards that.
Yeah.
So that is how whether it's 1 to 10 or 10 to 100,
Yeah.
I think this is what you do. Especially in the 10 to 100 journey, I think I would say in 2016 we were $54 million of revenue
Yeah.
or ARR. So 2014 was the time where we knew that when we were in the 30 million range, we knew that, hey, our product, while our business go-to-market motion is predominantly inbound, our product is actually winning in larger customers. So as early as 2013, we closed Burger King, Schneider Electric, 3M, Sony around 2013-14. So we knew that, okay, this product is working in larger companies. So why don't we overlay an outbound go-to-market motion on top of our inbound, right?
Yeah.
So that, again, like any founder would do, I started off naively by just hiring two salespeople to do outbound. But then I realized, hey, this outbound beast is not about sales alone. Like, see, the way you market is very different, because in inbound you're marketing to people who are already searching for your product and they are in your website.
Yeah.
In outbound, you're going after people who don't even realize they need to change. So you have to marketing has to establish why change, why now.
Yeah.
So the pre-sales folks have to really pitch differently, like to an enterprise customer, pitching to to an inbound customer, you can directly go into the demo and show the features.
Yeah.
Like to an outbound customer, you have to have a more polished vision narrative, and your pre-sales has to paint this picture of a. So every function,
Yeah.
from sales to pre-sales to AE, you have to build a new pod.
Yeah.
And then you have customer success teams to hand over, and then implementation teams, including legal. We used to have legal in India, and then we realized at the end of the quarter, like deals are getting delayed because
Yeah.
people have to wait. So we actually moved or hired legal teams locally in order to make sure deals are getting closed for. So you make a decision on what is the go-to-market change, and go-to-market changes are the ones that you should be very, very careful. If you can scale with one go-to-market motion, I would say do that all you can. But when you realize that, hey, I can grow faster if I do one
Yeah.
more, it causes a lot more friction. But at that time, once you pick that, then you go all in and actually
Yeah.
do everything around that.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh man, you've given me two follow-up questions for that. So you're talking about Burger King and all 3M and all these big accounts. Like, of course, we are getting started as a CRM company, but next year we would want to start landing some upmarket accounts as well, right? In 2025, what do you think is the wedge to landing something even like a 100,000 ACV account?
See, I think for you and all the AI startups, there is fundamentally one thing I'm saying is, my realization is the power of inbound has amplified and many people don't yet see it. So I would not give an advice for an innovative company like you to go and hire a couple of SDRs and do outbound campaigns. I would actually say, see, and the reason for that is the whole world is today running a massive AI experiment. Every enterprise, large and small, they are asking their teams to look at, hey, how can we use AI to automate some more stuff? Or is there an AI first way of doing this? So they are all searching. So your job is to put out an incredible demo of what you can do and spread the word like you're doing now.
Yeah.
And just sit back and wait for the inbound to happen. That is what I think, if you can unlock that. And I'll give you a couple of examples. Like DeepSeek.
Yes.
The whole world knew about DeepSeek in 2 days. Did they hire SDRs and knock on every company's door? Like, I was talking to our lawyers. My lawyer who handles public company, like she was talking to me about DeepSeek 2 days after DeepSeek launch. Think about Midjourney. Think about Cursor.
Yeah.
Like, did Cursor hire SDRs to go after developer relations out? And so I think that is a moment in time opportunity today.
Yeah.
Because of this fundamental AI experiment that's running all around the world.
Yeah.
If you're a founder who can focus on building something innovative and unique,
Yeah.
and really generate a wow. And you know what I say is, we all know Amazon famously said, hey, write the PR before you build the product, right?
Yeah.
The press release, so that there's clarity. I would say build a 3-minute video before you actually ship the product.
Yeah.
And use that video to generate inbound. So that's my personal advice.
Oh wow! So this reminded me. So we were actually interviewing the founder of Flatfile, David Boscovich, yesterday, and one thing that he was talking about, and I know before we started this, you were talking about this. I would love to like get you to talk about that again, which is people really didn't care about like. In fact, I was an OpenAI beta user when it was GPT-3. I was playing with the playground, and I took that playground, showed it to my friends on WhatsApp, and they're like, what the heck is this? They didn't care. And ChatGPT dropped, and everyone was like, AI has come. And I was like, it was there for like some time now. But the chat ergonomics changed the way people thought about AI. It just made it so accessible. But now people have been over-indexing on the chat ergonomics, and it's changing. And the form factor has been changing of like how AI is being used. And I know you were talking about this previously. Where should the ergonomics of AI move? How do you think AI companies should move beyond just the chat interface? And like, what does that future look like from your perspective?
See, I think I will make a couple of points.
Yeah.
So, see, the AI stack is unfolding layer by layer,
Yeah.
right? So, at the foundation, you have the LLMs.
Yeah.
And then comes the picks and shovels, as we call it, the tools to help enable anybody build AI apps, which is you have the cursors and the bolts and the lovables, which allow you to build AI tools, right? The next layer in the stack
Yeah.
is basically applications.
Yes.
And that is where I think, see, if you look at all the incumbent systems of record today, enterprise business applications, all of them have been designed for a world, for a time when it was built for humans using it.
Yeah.
Now we all know the AI agentic explosion is happening.
Yeah.
So how do you reimagine a world where these enterprise systems
Yeah.
are built for agents and humans interoperably using it, right?
Yeah.
So, which means, and this is a favorite topic for me, and it should be for you,
Sure.
is hey, how do we move to a world where we don't have to define hundreds of pages, we don't have to have these lengthy forms? Like, how can business applications, the ergonomics, I'm using your term, the ergonomics of a business application.
That was David from Flatpile.
Yeah.
So,
So,
Great
so
for
how
him.
does it change? Definitely, because customers are used to conversational, the chat interface will be part of every application where you ask and you shall get.
Yeah.
And then how do we use AI to really take out time? And we are seeing this everywhere, like research about what do people spend time on? Hey, I want to prepare for a meeting, I want to compose an email, I want to research a company, I want to research somebody on LinkedIn, I want to gather all of that. We are all going to get more productive because AI agents will do these tasks. So I think the future of AI applications will be formless, will be much fewer screens by default, and everything with a conversational interface and dynamic interfaces that can be created on demand.
Yes.
When depending on what the users are prompting. So I think the most important skill that employees and other users of AI should start learning is, hey, how do I learn how to give the best prompts? So prompt engineering, maybe there'll be a BTech prompt engineering course in India soon.
And so I also wanted to jump into another personal question for us, which is that one of the things that we're like, people see the product, they say, oh, great demo, great, looks like a great CRM, but they're like, but it's going to be very hard for us to migrate out of what we are using right now. And even if they don't like the CRM that you're using right now. And I know you would have had this problem when you were starting to build Freshworks CRM side, and then people are on these larger CRMs, they're in Salesforce and HubSpot and Zoho and whatnot. How did you figure out how to get people to move to your product initially?
See, I think a few categories of software have this challenge of migration. And see, moving is never easy. When a customer has actually bought a product and they have spent the money, they have spent the time, they have spent the effort in customizing it, and their people have put data in it. It's never easy to migrate off of any product. Unless it's like see, for example, project management tools were easiest to migrate because you don't migrate the data. Like you have used Asana, you have used Trello, you have used Notion.
For sure.
You will use something else tomorrow. So I think when the system of record is not there, it's easy to switch. Like all those products like toothbrushes, right? Like, so we can easily switch a toothbrush, right?
Love that metaphor.
So same thing with WebEx or GoToMeeting or LogMeIn or Zoom. So we are able to switch off these tools because there's no system of record. Any tool which is a system of record is going to be incredibly hard, and CRM is harder because it's the revenue line of the company. Nobody wants to mess with it. So, but having said that, CRM is still a large market, and even the incumbents are still winning deals. So which means there is always somebody who's either buying a CRM for the first time or they are unhappy with something and they are going there. So you have to live with the difficulty and find how do you find people who are unhappy with their
Yeah.
current system. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is I use the analogy of Google Drive versus or G Suite versus MS Office.
Yeah.
See, G Suite will never beat MS Office in terms of features.
Yes.
But G Suite has like 6 or 7 awesome collaboration features
Yeah.
that makes everybody want it, even if they have MS Office.
Yeah.
So I think that analogy also works where, okay, what do we offer that is so innovative that creates a want
Yes.
for the users that they are willing, when they say, hey, my CRM is good, but good is not good enough. This is great. I want it. So it is our job as product leaders to figure out how do I create that want, and
Yeah.
so that is
Wow. Wow. No, this is amazing, Girish. But I also want Husnan to ask a few questions. He's the co-founder and CTO of Next.ai, and he has some amazing questions. So I'm going to bump it over to him now.
Right. So my main question was around product cycles, right? So in the past, like software had the cycle of 3 to 5 years, maybe, where a company zooms out and thinks about all the offerings, like all the features that they have, what the product does, what the vision is, right? We see that that cycle has shrunk massively. Like now, it feels like a company has to rethink themselves entirely, maybe like every 6 months or even sooner, like 3 months, 2 months. So, some companies even every single month. Like companies are having a existential crisis almost every few months.
no. I think see, I think if I were to summarize that sentiment in one line, I would say in the past when there were massive technology disruptions.
Disruptions.
Yeah. So in the past, when there were massive technology disruptions like the internet or the smartphone, tech companies were happy because it was the others that were getting disrupted. So this time with AI, tech companies are equally excited and scared. Excited because we can still disrupt the other industries. Scared because it's disrupting tech also.
Sure.
But for an AI first company, see, it all boils down to, see, the lesson from COVID. During COVID, I said, hey, there are 3 types of companies, right? You're either the vaccine, or you're a vitamin, or you're the victim, right? Like Zoom was a vaccine.
Yeah.
Companies like Freshworks was somewhere between a vaccine and a vitamin, and like travel companies were the victim, right? Similarly, in the AI era, are you going to be a beneficiary or are you going to be the disrupted? So I think we are going to be the beneficiary, right? And with that in mind, how does one things change? I actually believe, from a product leader standpoint, the power has come back to the product manager. See, today, okay, if you go back 5 years, 10 years, see, product managers had a job to be done framework, and we find the job to be done. We define 5 or 10 features that need to be built, and then we build it, assuming that, oh, there are screens where human have to provide input, and those jobs will get done. Today, with AI agents, sometimes the entire job to be done can be done by AI agents. So the product man and the code can be automatically generated. So instead of doing mocks and prototypes, you can actually have a working version of the software with validation from a smart engineer like you to review the code and say, hey, this is great, let's ship it. So the time cycles are shrinking, yes, but the smart AI product manager will really look at all the available new technology today, like whether it's operator in ChatGPT, like how can I build an operator in my product? Like you just showed that in your CRM, like, hey, give me a list of accounts. So it's like an operator doing research within your accounts and actually bringing something, right? So how do we take our multimodality? Like we have seen what ChatGPT can do with multimodality, but that tech is available to us. Like, can somebody take a picture of a whiteboard after a meeting and then automatically load it into the CRM, right? So how are we going to bring those things? So the AI first product manager has to look at what's changing in the world quickly, what is possible today with tech, and how do I bring that to my domain, and how do I really incorporate it quickly and release it to market. That's why I'm excited.
Thank you so much, Girish. This was so nice of you to bring your book for us. Like, I really wanted to read this book. I haven't got the time yet, but man, I'm going to show it to the camera. There you go. Dear Naz, it's time to go all in on an AI first CRM. Love to be on this journey together. Of course, together fun. Man, I have no words to say now. This is amazing. and Hussein's getting his own.
Let's go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Girish. This has been amazing. Thank you so much for giving us your time. It is amazing to be here in Palo Alto, sitting here talking to you, getting amazing insights, and finally getting a personally signed book. Like, it couldn't get better. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. It's great
Awesome.
to finally meet you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Oh man.
It's hot. We'll move to somewhere cooler.
We